fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You look great, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You must be so excited. I mean, 2 films at once. Has this ever happened to you before?
It has happened to me before, but not this closely together. So I'm sort of catching up with myself a little bit, it feels like. And also The Reader, we only finished shooting the movie in Germany in July, so I'm still kind of processing the fact that I even did this film. It sort of feels like it was yesterday, but it's very, very exciting.
I was going to say, when did you do Revolutionary Road, which I saw, which you are amazing. I haven't seen The Reader yet, and I can't wait to see it, but Revolutionary Road she is brilliant, and it's a great film.
Thank you so much. We shot Revolutionary Road in the summer of last year, 2007, yes, which and we wrapped in August of that year, and it was, you know, it was sort of a dream that I didn't dare to dream, really, doing Revolutionary Road, because the script kind of landed in my lap first, and I just got really lucky that I could attach myself to it, and I kind of slipped it to Leo, and he said, let's go for it, babe. And then my husband, Sam Mendes, directed it. So I just kind of, massive cat that's got the cream!
Yeah. Yeah, I want to talk about that, because there's scenes in there that I cannot imagine doing with your husband, watching much less directing and being, you know, in the room. But, so how did they... No, seriously, I was like looking at that going, that's a cool guy, you know. So how did you find out? Did they call you this time again in the morning, or?
Oh, I was about the Golden Globes.
Yes, when you got nomination.
Well, I had been in London doing a few days of press, and I knew that the nominations were coming out, and I was so sort of nervous about the whole thing. I thought, oh, I know, I'll just be on a plane. So I was on a plane, and I thought that would be great.
Just circling, or where were you going?
No, I was coming from London to New York, and I just thought, you know, it'll be much easier to not deal with it. It was terrible. I could not stand the fact that I knew these nominations had been announced, and I didn't know how to get the info, so I'm on the in-flight phone, and the wire's like this, and I can't make it work. But anyway, I landed safe and sound to a basquillion text messages, and I was extremely happy.
Yeah, I bet, because the film, you and Leo, right?
That's right, and my husband,
and
Sam Mendes for director, yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
It really is so cool, actually, Ellen.
It really...
It's so cool.
I mean, and do you... Now, so you actually care, because some people would say, oh, it's just nice to be nominated, but don't you want to win?
Yeah. Sorry, that was involuntary.
Yeah. You're getting nervous thinking about it?
Yeah, actually kind of sweating.
Really?
A bit, yeah, and kind of hives breaking out in a few spots. No, the truth is, you know, when you care so much about what you do and really give it everything that you've got, you know, to be recognised in that type of a way means a great deal. And I think any actor who told you that they didn't want that at some point, perhaps, is lying.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as we know, there are a lot of liars in this business. They're made up of liars. So that was Kate Winslet. That's a scene from Revolutionary Road. Man, it's beautiful, and I think it's going to touch a lot of people, and they're going to go, oh, yeah, I know what that is.
Well, it is a story, you know, it's about a young couple who realise that their marriage is not... It's not the marriage that it was when they first met, and the life that they're living is really not the life that they had planned for or hoped for. And April, my character, is determined to fight against society and to try and change their lives in some way. And of course, all kinds of confrontations happen as a result.
It's you know, and I think a lot of people, you know, that were married in the 50s, women were expected to do one kind of job, and men were expected to do something, and it wasn't about being happy or finding out who you are or what you want. And
exactly.
So but it's just great. All right, so Sam Mendes, your husband, who directed American Beauty, which was also an amazing film, directed this, and it's you know, beautifully shot. But you know, there's like not explicit sex scenes at all, but there are, you know, there's sex scenes.
There's a couple of very intimate moments, yeah, between myself and Leo, and you know, and I was very uncomfortable about it. You know?
You should be.
Turned out I was the only one who had any concerns whatsoever. Leo was just sort of, what's the problem? It's all fine. And I'm turning to Sam and going, I'm a bit nervous. And, oh, for God's sake, you've done this so many times before, get on with it. And I'm thinking, great, thanks a lot, guys. Make it my problem.
Yeah.
Which is totally what they did. But, you know, we got through it. But my husband, Sam, you know, the times that he found harder on set were the much more emotional scenes, when he would really want to come and comfort me or bring me a coffee and make sure I was all right, and I would just go stay over there. stay over there.
Yeah, 'cause you were
Back
saying
away.
you were staying in character, not wanting to.
Yeah, as much as possible. You know, you just sort of have to do that with a material of this nature, which is so rich and so, you know, special. And the dialogue was so incredible, and the scenes that Leo and I have together towards the end of the film is really sort of painful to experience. So yeah, Sam wanted to come and comfort me a lot of the time.
So there's not really nudity in this per se.
No, not
there's
much.
no nudity.
No actual nudity.
Right. But there's a lot of nudity in
The Reader.
The Reader.
Yeah.
And other films. Now, why? I mean, like, you're not self-conscious about that at all?
I've got to tell you that I'm not. And it's for the simple reason that, you know, I've always been quite lucky if I've had to do any kind of nudity in a film, because I've always felt that it was absolutely right for the story and the character that those scenes are there. But on top of that, I've got to say, you know, movie stars, we're not perfect, you know, and I just don't believe in perfection at all. And I think it is important to put across a message that we're people, we're women, you know, I've had 2 children, my body doesn't look the way that it did when I was 19 years old.
Let's see it now.
And
Take
so
your shirt
what?
off now to show.
Okay.
What do you mean? You'll do it. You will.
I would.
So I've known you for a long, long time. I met you when you were just a young boy who had just done, I think, your first movie. And so you knew you wanted to act your whole life, right?
Yes, I did. It was some of my earliest memories. I remember dancing in front of my entire family, doing impersonations. I remember going up in front of class if there was an extra 10 minutes and, you know, doing kind of... It was a way to get attention as a little kid.
What kind of impersonations did you do?
Everything.
Like you do impersonations?
On occasion, yeah, I do an impersonation. I don't have any ready at my pocket right now. But yeah, I did a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Mainly of like my parents' friends and stuff like that.
Because I think you did This Boy's Life, is that, and then you did What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which you were amazing in. I mean, you were so great at that, and that was like, I think was that your second film or something?
I was 16, turning 17 for that.
Amazing, amazing. So you've always been like a daredevil, but you've done, I think I've talked to you about, you swim with sharks, or you have.
Yeah.
And you jump out of an airplane.
Yeah.
On a regular basis, or will you?
I only did that once.
Will you do it again?
When both parachutes don't open, you tend to not go repeat something like that. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Well, then how'd you get down?
I jumped out of the airplane, and then my first chute didn't open. It's tandem, so somebody's on your back. They cut that line. We started free falling towards Earth, and that's when you get the, 8x10 glossies of your whole life flashing before your eyes. And then the second one was tangled as well, and I saw my friends sort of popping off with their parachutes, and I'm still plummeting towards planet Earth. And then that was tangled for about a good, 20, 30 seconds, and then he untangled it, and then he told me, oh, you're probably gonna break your legs now because we're going too fast. So it was one of the worst experiences of my life, and I'll never do it again.
And did you break your legs?
I did not break my legs.
Wow, so he's whispering in your ear, or yelling in your...
He was screaming.
Screaming in your... You're gonna break your legs.
You're gonna break your legs.
What? I can't hear you! Wow, that's just horrible. So what's the scariest thing you've ever done?
I was on a plane to Russia, and the engine exploded. I was looking out the window, and the entire engine just turned into a fireball. It was right after Sully had that incident happen to him where the geese flew into both engines.
Right, and he landed on the river?
This happened in one of the engines, and I was the only person there that seemed to see this, but it was a flaming fireball, and it was all Russian passengers, and I kind of felt like I'd already died and gone to heaven because no one said anything. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs saying, what the hell is going on here? And these people just kind of looked back to me, and the stewardess came out and said, we seem to have a slight problem here. And the Russian guy finally said, what is the problem? And I said, well, we lost one of our engines. And he goes, how many engines did we have? He goes, well, we had 2, and now we have 1. And he proceeded to say, that is not good. That is not good. And we basically dumped fuel for 45 minutes and did an emergency landing, and all our tires exploded, and there was 100 different ambulances there, and it was on CNN, and that was another bummer.
Wow. Oh my God, that's incredible.
I feel like I should write a book now.
Yeah, well, no, I'm going to write it. Now, again, I can't tell you how great you are in this movie, and thank you for being here and
Thank you for having me.
talking to us. I'm telling you, you have to see this movie. It is so good, and he will for sure be nominated for an Academy Award.